Hello everybody, welcome back to Language, Litigation, and Integration Part 19 on the basis of humanity. In Part 18 we went over the insurrection event and did all of law, well, not all of law, but all of law for that video. But in this lesson we're going to kind of jump, we'll do, I don't know, maybe 10-20% law, just some more stuff and ideas I want to talk about or discuss. We'll do a little bit of history and religion or theology or just history. And then I'll just talk more about my personal experiences. We've been talking about, or I did a whole episode, again I'm not sure which one, about being denied at a professional level. Literally me going to a university and trying to turn in accredited mathematical proof. Literally going to psychologists and trying to have them not go into rampant denial. Literally going to my parents and doing what they ask of me for 15 years, and it doesn't kind of have any sway against what their friends' gossip is. So in this episode I'll just be giving you personal stories about being profoundly stupid. My level of intelligence does not affect other people's ability to be respectful, does not affect other people's ability to be a human being to somebody else. But when you're a pathetic spook and goof, there's just a lot of psychological things that you do the instant that you feel embarrassed or feel awkward, and it always rhymes with get into a fucking ditch and die. So I'll be going over several stories there. Yeah, and that section will be called "It's Only Personal If You Make It." With all due respect, my family's a fucking joke. My society's in treasonous trash. You can't start a business. I'll also be talking about personal stories denying me as just insecure people being unable to accept another human being, and then how that's affected me literally trying to start a business. My mathematics is one conversation, my musical development is another conversation, my business development is an entirely independent conversation. So I'll be showing you how, again, the American dream is the American nightmare, and it's beyond ruined. You literally cannot start a business in this country strictly because of the incompetence of other people. So for the legal minutes, I have the purpose of prison, legal terms, society and rehabilitation, and pathetic in the wild. I want to say some more on just a couple legal things I've said in this lecture series, as well as some new wonderful interactions I've had since the making of the last episode. But I just want to talk more about prison in general. For the history lessons and the theology lessons, I want to talk about what I call the miracle of science, more specifically, right? If Jesus was a scientist, then what are miracles? Were miracles real? Were some miracles real? Were some miracles scientific experiments, successful scientific experiments, plus some narrative? Yes. So we'll be talking about that, and then what we said we'll finish up with maybe some Reddit, but just the personal stories. Jump on in. So discussing some of the legal minutes I wanted to talk about. The first thing I wanted to go over in this lecture series, or it might be the last episode or two, I made the comment that I am not their direct commanding officer. I actually want to take that back legally. I mean, my behavior does not affect your incompetence. Clearly Donald Trump's incompetent. Clearly the entirety of the government is incompetent, and there's dead people as a result of that. And so there's got to be some sort of clause or contract in military law where if you have a commanding authority that's demonstrably incapacitated, somebody else has to step up. And by the merits of my actions, I actually know what the fuck to do. So I do want to take that back, specifically for my FBI interaction. Just because I want this on record, he directly told me I am not going to take you inside. So again, everything that I told that FBI agent that is insubordination, absolutely. Because it really said there's human beings dying that would not die today, that will not die tomorrow, if you people would just publish my paper. If you people would respect your own fucking law. Oh, I don't even have the paper, so I'm not going to be able to cite it exactly, but there was a recent right? The Pentagon came out and the Joint Chiefs of Staff said, you know, we stand with President Biden, which is again a big yikes that you have to do that at all. But the sentence on that signed by every Joint Chief was, as we have always done throughout history, comma, we will respect lawful orders from civilian leadership. I am a civilian leader. I am giving you a lawful order. Never mind, not that time. But again, America will invade any country they want. They'll rape and murder fucking people's wives and children. And then the commanding officers, once they realize how bad it looks for the organization as a whole, they'll cover that shit up. 20 years will go by, and people just act like that shit never fucking happened. Fun fact, people don't forget. And so he also said, why now? Clearly demonstrating who he was somewhat aware of who I am. And let me tell you why now. Because in 2017, when I didn't have 50 YouTube videos up there, people can just, like I said, they can bury you in their fucking doubt, and you can't do anything. You can't watch, at this point, you can't watch a single one of my fucking videos without immediately going into denial or accepting what I've done as valid mathematics. So why now? It's because I don't have human rights. I have never had human rights. It is the most uncomfortable, disgusting way of life that has ever existed. Scapegoating isn't imposter syndrome. I know I'm the best at what I do. I don't have a way to pay my fucking bills comfortably. Whether it's 5 pennies or $5 quadrillion, if you are not paid what you have rightfully fucking earned, you just can't stop feeling gross. It can't happen. So that's why now. Again, whoever the fuck that detective or officer or detective of the law was, he gets to fuck his wife, he gets to pay his bills, he gets to fucking relax. When your rights are violated, you do not have peace of mind. Not today, not tomorrow, it will not stop until this world changes. That's why now, you worthless old piece of shit. And again, your family is privileged as fuck. That is why they get to have a decent day. They are stupid as fuck. That is why this is not happening in their lives. That is why they have human rights, is because they are fucking dumb like every other person in this fucking species. A clear and present danger. Every single one of these law enforcement interactions that I've had, the purpose of the police is to preserve the society. And the legal terminology is someone, a criminal, or someone who's broken the law, or someone you want to arrest, or someone that has a warranted arrest, is someone who presents a clear and present danger to the public. You guys should arrest me. I make educational YouTube videos. I make guitar lessons. I make math lessons. I make physics lessons. I make linguistic lessons. I help people learn languages. I'm clearly a present danger to our society. One more fat, retarded fuck trying to read a book, they might keel over and have a heart attack. They might have to exercise properly. They might have to make a real friend. So I totally agree with you guys. That the FBI and Detective Cassandra Schaefer, Leroy Harris, Samantha Gross, all of those people I've referenced, you should absolutely arrest me so I can stop educating people. And then when I go into court and I start suing you for $100 million a minute, that judge is going to be personally sued. That jury is going to be personally sued. Every fucking magistrate and bailiff is going to be sued. So please actually waste my time more. I would love to sue you more. So please, I'm a clear and present danger. Do your fucking job. Do prisons work? Kind of. Do they keep dangerous people away from safe people? Yes. Do they rehabilitate people? No. Do people have the potential for rehabilitation? Yes. Do they demonstrate that all of the time? No. Frankly, rather directly, is human life all of that valuable in the sense, like I said, the purpose of law is equality. So, if someone hikes up Mount Everest and they freeze to death, and the weather was going to be really cold, and everyone told them they shouldn't go, but they just wanted to stick it to them and, you know, be the tough guy. No one really feels that bad for them. So, from a legal standpoint of prisons and the death penalty, I support the death penalty as a statement of equality and preventative, not as a, like, oh, we could kill you, but preventative as, like I said, you go kill somebody, they're not going to take you into court and kill you. But if the laws allow for like the family to have time with you, that actually could be a deterrent. Now, state issuing violence. And again, that's not a suggestion. That's not me saying you should do that. It's me thinking out loud. But why don't prisons work? If someone, can people be rehabilitated? Sure, but they have to want to change. So if someone doesn't want to change, right, we have people go into South Carolina and shoot like 12 black people in the back of a church, and then they go into trial before he's actually executed, and he says, yeah, I have no regrets, right? That person's still aware of what they fucking done. They just, because of the psychology, they think they're doing the right thing. So that's what I wanted to talk about there for the death penalty and for prison. I'll have more to say on prison reform, but I'm more or less in line with the social reform prisons. What exactly you do, I'm not exactly sure, but those are the points I wanted to point out. 3 legal definitions just for the incitation. It will actually, in an interesting demonstration, insurrection, right now if you look it up in any legal or on Google, any legal dictionary or on Google, insurrection is defined as a violent uprising against a government or authority. Yes, that's absolutely what happened on January 6th. Sedition is conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or monarch. Again, I don't know if legally, if there's any, like I said, if a person in authority, if a president or senator or even a legal pundit on YouTube has any more sensitivity to sedition as opposed to just a regular civilian, I'm not sure. But the thing I wanted to point out is incitation. When I told you I could extend your logical arguments immediately, Google incitation. It's literally not defined right now. Incite, incitation. To incite is a verb, incitation is a noun. But I didn't know this. I didn't plan this. I didn't think about this. This is just another legal definition that isn't defined. But incitation is provocation. To provoke somebody is to incite somebody. Legal facts. Put it into a definition, into a dictionary right now. And so this is why I say Donald Trump didn't provoke people. The purpose of political speeches is to get people hyped up. But then the responsibility has to fall on the individual. Prosecute every single person you fucking can. And again, I don't care about Americans. I don't care about American law enforcement. I don't care about American populace. I want the fuck out of this country. More interesting legal points. And then Matthew Ricard. He is the chair at he's the biomedical engineering chair at California Baptist University, and he works on a company or is the founder or something of Globe Biomedical. He contacted me, this guy contacted me, I don't know, 2 years ago about my patent and about my alcohol company. He said that his friends might have some interest. I say, hey man, you work at a fucking institution, you have to publish my paper, can you check this out? He says, send me some stuff over. This is 2 years ago. Doesn't respond after that. Why now? I'm fucking furious. I don't have rights every single day of my life. It is infuriating to know other human beings, like I said, get to fuck their wives, get to start families, get to have jobs, and I sit here and work like a fucking indentured servant. And so I tell him, dude, you're a chair at a university, you have to publish my paper. And he said, and I say, if not, you're involved in conspiracy and you're involved in fraud. His little response was, LOL, but I do wish you all the best of luck. This is what I'm talking about, incompetence. This is a chair of a university. I sent him a math proof. If you went up to somebody and said, hey man, 1 + 1 = 2, and their response was, well, best of luck with that. Like, honestly, not angry, not upset, not happy, not sad. What the fuck do you say to that? And again, you offend a pathetic person like Matthew Ricard, a privileged, entitled, pussy fucking loser. Well, he's just going to get offended, he's going to get mad, he's going to punch you in the stomach. And also, whoever, have a nice day. Cassandra Schaefer, I've referenced in this lessons, Matthew Ricard, and the FBI agent that I had. Have a nice day. When you are failing your duty as a law enforcement officer, when you are failing your duty as a professor, when you are failing your duty as a fucking citizen or a fucking human being, when you tell me have a nice day, you guys have a nice day. You're all involved in a conspiracy and fraudulent lawsuit. So Matthew Ricard, I'm not too sure what's funny. This is the most profound scientific discovery this species has ever had, and now you are personally getting sued for me personally. So have a nice day. You have a nice day with that, my friends. Moving on. So now we're going to play a game called The Miracle of Science. We've already played the game called Science or Religion. Now we're going to play the game called Science or Miracles. Just kind of a big topic we skipped over in terms of history, but I'm confident that the miracles of the Bible are exaggerated scientific jumps. Maybe just individually. What do I mean? The three big miracles that I want to talk about is the wedding at Cana. Jesus turned water into wine. In most ancient societies, and pretty much all societies but our own, parties and weddings last a long time. Days, weeks, probably not months, but weeks. So let's imagine you have a rather long wedding and water into wine. I don't know if any of you fuckers know how alcohol is made, but you ferment things. So maybe instead of turning water into wine, Jesus put water into sugar and made wine. Or maybe just he fermented alcohol faster. Maybe there's 1,000, just random numbers, 1,000 winemakers in ancient Cana or the ancient world, and Jesus can he understands the biological process of fermentation. If he can speed that up in any way, all of the 1,000 winemakers are going to go, wow, that was a freaking miracle! And especially if you're at a party trying to turn the fuck up, the bride's getting drunk, the groom's going crazy, the fucking Flintstone band in ancient Cana's rocking out on their fucking whatever the fuck they played, and now they're out of alcohol. You bring more booze to the party, you're gonna be a fucking god. Facts. Nets and fishing. Big theme in the Bible is Jesus taught men how to catch more fish. I'm confident that's both literal and physical. Physical. What's the solution to the Navier-Stokes equation? Oh, that's right. It's almost like we don't know how to... Oops. It's almost like we haven't pinned down how water flows. So what if Jesus understood currents? And if you know anything about currents at different temperatures, they flow together. So maybe if Billy or Hosanna or whoever's fishing throws off their net to one side of the boat in a cold current and doesn't catch anything, and then goes to the other side of the boat, and again, probably exaggerated some, they paddle over 100 yards into a different current and throw their net down, and they catch a bunch of fish. Now we have another freaking miracle. And also, I'm also confident that nets and fishing in general in the Bible is a reference to Jesus himself producing a lot more knowledge than everybody else. If you can produce a fuck ton of mathematical theorems and the next most accomplished mathematician has like 2, you're going to have something to say like, you threw out your net and you caught way more than everybody else. So I'm fairly confident that's both physical and literal. Leprosy and disease of the skin. Hemp and cannabis is native to Pakistan. And do cannabis and hemp topicals work? So maybe if Jesus knew that, and then he took literally a big old bath of activated hemp or cannabis oil, and they just dumped a dude with leprosy down in there. And then all of his leprosy scabs and scars fell away because they just got healed. That's pretty much for sure what the fuck happened with these 3 miracles. Also wanted to talk about, just in general, right, spreading the word of God. God was one person, way smarter than Jesus. Jesus basically translated the Beatitudes. From, like, there was that John, his cousin, or whatever, he translated that from his cousin. That's what he did. But the other lessons, that's for Jesus. The miracles were Jesus specific, but just in reference to the Bible and history. Spreading the word of God is because of the breadth of ontology. And if you can't see it, that's just what I have written up over here. The breadth of ontology, right? Why do people still speak about religion at all? Because it gives people the ability to speak, right? It puts literally the logic in your head. Ontologies are all based on analogy. And analogy gets more general, or I guess at the bottom of the pyramid would be the most general, right? Slang terminology. We're all in this together. Love is love. All of those types of things are slang analogies people can make meaning of their lives with. And my point is you have singular individuals that come along and can expand or evolve the ontology so quickly, right? Even at Jesus' time, he was still saying, spread the word of God, not spread my words. So again, that's just a nuance, but it's very interesting to me. And that's 100% empirically why people still speak or go to church, is because it actually enlightens them. It actually gives them a new way to look at the world. And then the other two things just from the Bible I wanted to reference was absolving debt. I think that's a very sound economic principle. So when you're in the Bible and you're having kings absolve creditor debt every 7 years, I just think that's a very sound economic principle. You know, maybe not 7 years, maybe not absolution of debt. It doesn't really translate to our society all of that well, but again, just a poignant fact. And then help those who help themselves. Don't know who said that, but again, this is reflection, historical reflection of pathetic societies. You can't help people who just want to bitch the whole day. You can't help people who are so insecure and so selfish, they just think about themselves all the fucking time. Because love is not selfish. Yeah, those are the historical and theological things I wanted to point out. Moving on to the personal stories. Alright, so in conclusion, I'm going to tell you some personal stories. The point I want to make is being a genuinely good person, you might think I'm an arrogant person, that's fine, ask around. But being a genuinely good person has gotten me manipulated. I want to make the point that being a good person is a bad thing for you personally. Be clear, I don't think being a bad person is a good thing. If you went and stole people's stuff or hurt people, that's not going to help your life. My point is being a good person, being genuine, being honest, being reliable, being consistent will get you manipulated by pathetic people. I've been manipulated my entire life. And at a certain level of intelligence, you literally know you're being manipulated, but you don't have a choice. You can either deal with some level of person A's insecurities and bullshit and disrespect, or you can genuinely not have any human interaction at all. And you've never met somebody that has genuinely never had human interaction at all, and you genuinely would pick the disrespect and the intolerance to some level. Not to extreme levels, but to some levels, absolutely. And so I'm just going to show you just a couple stories about how that's affected my life. Again, 20 years of this, to this minute of this day, no one has directly asked me about who I am as a human being. Since I've discovered all of this math stuff, and again, I've been doing the mathematics my entire life. Since I've derived the physical implications and the linguistical implications, I have not had a conversation with another person my age in 2 years. I have not had consistent group dynamics with anyone my age in 4 years, 5 years, 5-ish years. I have not had any sort of respectful interaction with anyone my age on any consistent basis. I'm 27 since 19 years old, 18, 19 years old. We are literally going on 10 years. But here are just a quick reminder. You have your pathetic people, you have your goofs and spooks. Spooks are the selfish, nasty people. Maybe they're the hard workers, but they're the Bill Gates, they're the Mark Cubans, they're the people that when they're a big CEO, they should say the grunt people should work harder. These are the people that really think they know how to run the world. These are the people that really think they're special in some way. And then your goofs, they're more aware than your spooks, but they can't take anything seriously. If shit hits the fan, they're going to make a bunch of shitty jokes about it as opposed to taking the situation seriously and actually making it better, thus stagnating it. But once you have your goofs and your spooks, and they have a moment of realization, goofs will become yes men. In my personal life, the people that went from saying, oh, here's this drug dealer guy who's threw his life away, to, oh shit, we actually just gossiped his life away and he was really just doing math all the time. Well, now they want to be yes men. And when you have actual discipline and actual principles, and again, not in like some absolute way, not some sort of disciplined person to the point of there's only one right answer. There's effectively no right answers, and like I said, there's just a bunch of shit that's definitely the wrong answers. And so yes men, goofs will become yes men, and then they'll literally try to agree with you, and it'll still stagnate the conversation. If you're not an individual and speak your own mind, and you try to become a yes man, at my level of intelligence, like I said, I don't get it. It's like an autistic person telling an autistic person, don't be autistic anymore. I don't fucking get it. But this is what actually happens. Spooks become resentful. Like just to put my mom and my brother on blast a little bit, they're more spooky than they are goofy. And so for like stock trading and my brother, I don't know, 18 months ago, and again, if you've watched any of my finance videos, I've appreciated a substantial amount of money for a small retail investor for what I started with. But I don't differentiate from my brother as a stock trader because of my portfolio returns. Yes, I have them. No, he doesn't have them. But I'm an economist. And so for Bitcoin specific trade, that is a fundamental economic development. To not see that is an error of, again, economic understanding, not some trading prowess. Like I said, there's no trading geniuses ever. But again, this identity crisis, my brother's into stock trading, so we're eating lunch one day, and he goes, like, he's talking about trading, and he's like, he always uses we. Whenever he's talking about like trying to get somewhere in life, it's always like, we're trying to get there. There's no we, Brian. I'm not trying to get anywhere in my fucking life in terms of stock trading, in terms of even building businesses. When you solve every fucking logical thought in other people's brains, money becomes irrelevant. And when they can't, like I said, my brother can't respect me as a fucking individual human being. And so it's just like, again, stock, and I don't give one fuck about stock trading. Like, I just don't care about it. But that's what my brother likes, and when you're in a group dynamic, they have, like I said, being a good person, being an honest, genuine person, saying you don't know something, my brother will say he definitively knows something, and he doesn't. It's the sentiment of confidently incompetent. And it's, again, to my own brother, I want you to put you on blast, Brian. When did you actually study economy? When did you actually study mathematics? When did you actually study physics? I've been studying since, this community threw my life away, and now that we're 5 years out of college, it's like none of that shit ever happened. And I'm just back in this amorphous blob of people without personalities. Money management, my mother, my mom's definitely more developed. My mom, I butt heads with my mom, but not really. I get my mom very well, but for money management, from my mom's perspective, I view my family as a family. And like I said, I'm an economist. I'm the economist. I know how to manage money. My mother makes a lot more money than me now, or currently right now. But as a family unit, and I'm not gonna get super specific, but as a family unit, they still don't like trust me as like I'll still have conversations with my mother. Again, this is 4 years after complete unification of the natural sciences, where it's like she's gonna teach me how to manage money. Like she'll not even give me money, but like all of a sudden I'm gonna go spend something, and she'll say, "Well, make sure you know what you're doing. Well, that could cost a lot. Well, don't do that." And again, past the dollar figures. When you've accomplished something that I don't even like the word accomplishment, when you've provided service to this fucking species in the way I have, to have to talk about money at all is insulting. To have it like, again, my mother has a good career, she doesn't know how to manage money. She doesn't manage her own money. And so, it's the disrespect. So I've referenced several times here my mom and my brother. It's just anytime financial with my brother, he tries to tear me down as like a trader also trying to make it. When I'm already an accomplished trader, and two, I don't even give a fuck about, like, trading is not relevant to my financial income in any sort, or my career income in any sort of meaningful way. Starting a business and my friends, I have Brennan, Ryan, and Chad up here. Kind of forget the story. But just, we talked about like leaders and followers. What would you have someone to do to like actually like drop everything you're doing and follow them? Being really intelligent in the 21st century equates to making a lot of music and starting a lot of businesses. So I can't even get people who have known me my whole life, who's empirically interacted with me my whole life, they know how intelligent I am. And I'm not, I don't tell them to fucking drop what they're doing and follow me. I say, hey man, let's have some discipline. Morality sounds too emotionally charged. I have discipline. I care about things. I have skill sets. So let's go start a business together. But nope, they're going to push me out, they're going to blame me for it, and then 5 to 8 to 10 years go by and they're going to be like, oh fuck, well, who's that guy with a lot of money? Oh, that's the guy we threw out. But my point from a group dynamic is this is what it equates to in the 21st century. I can't make friends because I'm too intelligent. And then you can think that sounds arrogant. No one's watching. If you are, that's fine. Send it to your 10 friends so they can also make fun of me. But this is what happens. And this has been my life. This has not stopped occurring since I've been born. When I was an 8-year-old, I did everything my parents asked of me. When I was 12 to 17, I did everything my parents and my teachers and my friends and society expected of me. They all threw it away. 5 to 8 years have gone by, and now it's like I'm not in any group. My life is just fucking wrecked. My life is literally fucking destroyed. So shout out to all those, again, can't shout them out enough, the adults. I'm an adult, but at the time I was an adult. All of these 40, 50, 60-year-old people who literally gossiped my life away, who literally gossiped my relationship with my family members away. Because absolutely my family has their own growing up to do. Absolutely each individual has their own growing up to do. But the social pressure and gossip that the St. Paul Catholic, DeSales, Columbus community has put on my life has truly destroyed the relationship with my fucking family members. Mark Cuban and Peter Patton. You guys probably think I'm shouting out Mark Cuban because I've personally business deals interacted with Mark Cuban many times. But I also forgot 3 years ago Mark Cuban signed on a new shooting coach. His name's Peter Patton. Peter Patton has been in my house or been in my parents' house with me in it 25 different fucking times. I've personally did P-Pat through the tube, bro. Finger on the air hole, back of the rim. It's right here, bro. It's right here. And so to everyone else watching, when you're thinking I'm calling Mark Cuban a cunt, it's one family friend connection away phone call. It's not like I'm just yelling at some random fucking dude. But path most pathetic or spooks and goof, Mark Cuban, an actual fucking billionaire, could send me the money I am rightfully owed right now. Some of it. Mark Cuban can't afford me. Not even kind of fucking close. That sounded a little too fucking gay. Can't afford to service my fucking lawsuit. But I did want to point that out. Dating in general and torture in general. Dating in general, I just wanted to say on Tinder, I've been a platinum member of Tinder for 1.5 years. I've swiped on literally every girl I'm kind of attracted to between 18 and 40, and I have gotten 0 dates. So I'm saying I can't date. I mean, I'm literally talking swiping everyone that's on a dating app available in 50 miles of my geographic location, and I can't get a conversation. Flirting. Or, sorry, my camera cut off again. If I could afford a camera, or again, I can afford things, but I need to know when I'm going to make new money. But if I could afford a better camera, my camera wouldn't be cutting off every 12 minutes. I could give a better lecture, but stinks for me. But the thing I was saying was dating in general. When you have really underdeveloped emotional people, people had more personalities, right? There's a quote, most people die when they're 25, but they aren't buried till they're 80. Well, that has now changed. Most people are entirely psychologically, emotionally dead by the age of like 18, and then they get buried at 90. So it's moved up about 7 years. But again, I've been a paying platinum member on Tinder for 18 months. I just recently shut down my subscription because I got 0 dates. Here's flirting. Well, here's a conversation. Here's flirting. Here's going on a date. Here's having a loving and meaningful relationship. Right? You've seen that meme It's a mom and a kid playing in the pool in the little floaties, and then the dog's over there like drowning, and then there's the skeleton at the bottom of the pool completely drowned out. I'm completely fucking drowned out of the dating world strictly because of other people's insecurities. And so like I said, I'm literally swiping on every single person from 18 to 40 that's within 50-mile radiuses, and I can't get I can get a couple shitty conversations. I've probably got 60 matches over the course of 18 months. Not people sending me their contact cards, not fake accounts. I'm clearly, I can spot a fake account, I know when a fake person, I'm talking 60 people, genuine matches. Maybe 15 to 20% I get any sort of response back, and I always message them first. I have no problem messaging first. Maybe get 15 to 20% messages back, maybe 5 to 10%. I've probably gotten 5 or 6 phone numbers off of Tinder. 0 dates. Literally 0 dates. And so when I'm talking and saying I can't date in general, I mean literally getting on every single dating app, having, again, I have a very good profile, I'm a verified account, I have 7 pictures, full body shots, I'm in great shape, like I said, I have plenty of things going on. My Tinder profile is only bar and restaurant owner and a musician, let's do something. And then it was bar and restaurant owner, musician, and looking for a girlfriend. Because I'm actually trying to fucking date. The only reason I'm not looking for a serious wife today is literally because I'm trying to leave America. But if I was in any other fucking country, I'd be dating to marry today. I've been dating to marry at age 15. So I do want to point that out, like, this restriction, keeping me out of universities, not publishing my paper, keeping me out of groups of people, unequivocally 100% has slowed down my ability to start my own fucking family. Our theory of the universe is not die and reproduce. I can barely satisfy my basic biological functions today. Facts. I have never, in my duration of my existence, I have never slept consistently. Since being this neglected, weird scapegoat shit, have not eaten consistently since literally high school. And I don't lose body weight because I smoke a lot of weed, but it doesn't change the stress level that I am under 100% of my day. And that's what I have torture in general. That's also what I wanted to say there. Because it's really, I do not have peace of mind. I cannot attain peace of mind. This entire society will, again, all they have to do is respect your own laws before I will be able to sleep at night, before I will be able to make a friend, before I will be able to go on a date, before I will be able to get paid what I'm rightfully owed. Facts. So on the basis of humanity, what the fuck is wrong with all of you people? Seriously, how many of you people are going to fuck your wives or your husbands tonight and houses paid with money from industries that I have directly, I'd say, influenced or disrupted, but fucking own? It's my fucking property. My thoughts, my discoveries, no one cares. Thanks for watching part 19.